Now, the South African Weather Service has issued a warning for heavy downpours for Gauteng and for various parts of the country. We know that the province has been experiencing wet weather since Tuesday. Newzroom Afrika's Nqobile Madlala is in Centurion for us with the latest. And you look prepared, Nqobile, for the wet weather that we've been experiencing in Gauteng. What else is the SA Weather Service saying?
Very prepared indeed. In fact, what we have noticed is that the weather's changing as you drive across the street. I mean, we started in Martindale. As we were driving on the N1, we noticed that it started to get very heavy as you go past Sunning Hill, going into Midrand. It was very bad in terms of the rain. But as you came into Pretoria and entering Centurion, we found that it was getting dry, but the temperatures have definitely dropped. And I want to bring in the South African Weather Services to speak to us about this, because I think any person who's in Gauteng wants to know if they should be prepared for the rain again.
Yeah, thanks for the invite, and it's a beautiful thing that you're saying. The rain started from southern parts of the Gauteng. As you've seen, I've shown you the satellite image. It was showing that observations, most of the storms are over the central interior into the south, northeastern parts of the country. Now you drove from the south into the northern parts. That's where we're still expecting more of the rain over the northern parts, as we have a widespread chance of showers and thunder showers. For the southern parts, we're still yet to see much more of that into tonight, but we still have some warnings. But for tomorrow, we start seeing some clearance over Gauteng into most parts of the southwestern interior. For the eastern parts, covering Limpopo, Mpumalanga into KwaZulu-Natal, will still remain with a 60 to about a 30% chance of showers and thunder showers, but mainly along the east coast of KwaZulu-Natal, we're going to see a 80% chance of showers and rain, hence why we have so much of the warnings for tonight. We're still having severe thunderstorms expected over the northern parts of Gauteng into the southern parts, where we're expecting heavy downpours that lead to localized flooding, a possibility of damaging winds, as well as a possibility of hail and excessive lightning. But as we get into tomorrow, we see that much more of the warnings are mainly along the east coast, and it's just disruptive rain that might result in some localized flooding. For the central interior, you're going to start seeing an improvement in temperatures. I heard you were speaking about cold conditions, especially for the most parts of the northeastern areas. As the week started, everyone was complaining. I mean, I'm wearing my jacket now because it is cold. But for most parts of the northeastern areas, we're going to start seeing cool temperatures, maximums of about 22 degrees in Pretoria, 21 in Johannesburg. Into the southern parts, we're expecting just 20 degrees. But as you move into the weekend, we start seeing a clearance of rain. It's mainly 30% chance of showers and thunder showers, mainly over the northern parts of KwaZulu-Natal. Cool temperatures will still persist for the central and the southwestern and northeastern parts rather, but for the southwestern parts it will be fine, seeing some fine conditions in terms of the sunlight, as well as warm temperatures still expected into the weekend. So we start seeing some clearance over most parts of the northeastern areas, as opposed to what we've seen in the past 2-3 days. So what I can say is that in Gauteng, you can start seeing some improvement in terms of rain, as well as in temperatures into the weekend. Tomorrow you wake up into no precipitation, but some cloudy conditions.
And I see you stating that KZN looks like it's going to be getting more heavy rains. Can you explain that to us?
Yeah, so we have a high pressure system in the east that will bring more of the moisture along the coastal areas of KwaZulu-Natal, which results in the 60 and 80% chance of showers and thunder showers. They're mainly along the coastal areas, but it moves over to the adjacent interior of the KwaZulu-Natal province. But that's mainly for tomorrow. But as you move into the weekend, you can see it's this 30% chance of showers and rains, mainly over the northern parts, which will cover Richards Bay and parts of Durban. So most of the showers and rain are moving over to the eastern parts, into the low veld of Mpumalanga and the low veld of Limpopo.
And this was as a result of a cut-off low. Can you explain that to us?
It is because of a cut-off low. So most of our weather systems, they move from the west into the east. In simple terms, we have westerlies, which are the winds that move from west to east, pushing most of our weather systems, like the cold front. But now it's a cut-off low because the low pressure system cut off from that westerly belt, and it moved over to the central parts, bringing into cold conditions. I mean, over the Lesotho Mountains into the Drakensberg, it results in more of the cold conditions. That's why we've seen the snow over most parts of the northeastern areas of the Eastern Cape into the extreme southwestern parts of KZN.
Thank you very much for those details. Well, the Weather Service is telling us that it is going to be a better weather by tomorrow, but we'll see you after break, and Tomasang Ndlovu will have more details for business.